Live. It's Power Coach Alicia here, and today we are talking about the shift required to put yourself first without feeling guilty, without, let me see what the rest of my notes say, feeling worthless or feeling frustrated. Okay, I am just going to get the text message sent out, and then we are going to jump right in. If you are live with me, please say hi to me in the comments. I would love that. So if you'll just say hi, that'd be great. If you're on replay, drop hashtag replay in the comments. Live, ask your questions, whatever you want to ask. I'd love that. If you're on replay, ask your questions and tag me. That way, any questions that you have, I answer after the live is over. I do my best to go back and respond to all the comments as well. So yeah, please definitely interact as if you were live with me if you're on replay. Okay, so we've got that sent out. We're good to go there. So today's topic is, again, the shift required to put yourself first without feeling guilty, worthless, or frustrated. And this is the last training in our series of getting into action for the month of March 2023. If you would like to get that text message of when we go live so you never miss a live, or you remember to catch the replay, all you need to do is text the word soul to the number 41372. Again, that is soul to the number 41372. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Power Coach Alicia, and I have a process that helps you organize the way in which you run your life so that you can create the space to put yourself first without feeling guilty, while also having your family on board and a harmony in your home so that you have an entire support system that aids you in avoiding feeling like you're all alone. So if you feel like you are kind of going through your life, it's all up to you, you're the be-do for everybody and everything, and you just need that support and help, and you don't know how to get your family on board, you don't know what to do in order to get that support and help, I want you to type hashtag shift in the comments, all right? So that's hashtag shift in the comments, and then I'll shoot you a message and we can chat about it. We can see, what's going on. I'll give you some suggestions, some feedback, and see how I can help you. I also help you heal your soul by teaching you my AWC process, which allows you to know what you have to give before you say yes and before you commit to things. So if you have the ability and the space in order to do that, then you can say yes and move forward. But if you don't, I teach you how to say no without feeling guilty and without sabotaging yourself. So that is such a powerful way for you to really, tap into yourself and connect with yourself and be able to make decisions from a place of, what do I have to give? Instead of from a place of, well, this person's pulling me, they're making me do it, or they need my help, they need my support, so I have no other choice. And then you pushing yourself to do that. So if you'd like, again, more information on how to do that, just type hashtag shift. This is something that I've done since I was 10 years old. I'm always reminded of a story of a client named Chanel, who, when I first met her, was in bed and on the highest dose of antidepressants and anti-anxiety meds. And awesome. Why did it end? I don't know why it ended. Oh my gosh, what is up with Facebook? You know what? Let me do Zoom. Hold on. Sorry, everybody who's on StreamYard going, what the hell is going on?
Recording in progress.
My Facebook stopped working.
Recording stopped.
Just give me 1 second. I know I was in the middle of a sentence, but I stream in multiple places and Facebook decided to stop working and stop my video. So I am going to switch this out really quick and do it on Zoom. Oh, okay. Thank you for your patience. I will hurry. Group. I don't know why it did that. Guess we'll be starting in the middle of our sentence for Facebook, right? Okay. All right. So for whatever reason, Facebook just crashed. So for everybody else, you're like going to be starting in the middle of this live. Well, it's not really in the middle, but you're not going to, get the whole beginning. Really, I'll just say this. I'm Power Coach Alicia for those of you guys that don't know me. And today we're talking about the shift required to put yourself first without feeling guilty. So continuing on with my story about Chanel. Oh my gosh, did this not post either? Hold on. Oh, I used the wrong account. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're just going to roll with it. All right. So continuing on with my story about Chanel and what I want to say to you about that. I know my team's now telling me that there's stuff wrong. I know. I see everything that's going on the Facebook site, but thank you for letting me know, Anne. I appreciate that. So we were talking about a client of mine named Chanel, who, when I first met her, she was literally in bed. She was on the highest doses of anti-anxiety meds, antidepressants. She would go to work, come home, go to bed, like didn't have any quality of life, was losing weight at a rapid rate. And, the doctors were telling her, you've got to gain the weight, you've got to, take care of yourself. And she wasn't doing that. And so by just like stepping into my world and learning the process of organizing the way that she runs her life and putting her first and like getting rid of those worthless feelings, those guilty feelings and the frustrated feelings and all of that, and just taking the time to show up for herself and implement the tools that I taught. She was able to get off of her meds. She quit her job. She started writing her novels that she really wanted to. She got out of bed. She took people out of her life that, no longer deserved space in her life. And so if you're watching this, I just want to let you know that there is hope on the other side, right? And it really just starts with one simple action. And if that simple action is attending this training today and then taking one action from what you learn, then that is awesome, right? And then tomorrow you take another action and so on and so forth. So again, today we're talking about the shift required to put yourself first without feeling guilty, worthless, or frustrated. So let's first and foremost talk about why you struggle putting yourself first. One reason is because society has taught us that as women and mothers and wives, that our job is to take care of everybody else, give of ourselves to everybody else. That's what we're here for. That's what we're supposed to do. We're also taught that we're here to have children and serve our husbands. And that's like an old, like 1950s mentality, or maybe if you're LDS, I mean, that religion is still very centered around that women are to have babies and run the household and rear the children, right? And so you might not have been raised that way, right? You might not have that mentality, but that energy is still, embedded in the female's core, the being, the genes from clear back then. And so when you shift and you do something different and you do something that is for yourself, now all of a sudden you feel selfish, right? Now you all of a sudden feel like you're worthless, or now you're feeling frustrated because you should be fill in the blank, right? Oh my gosh, Facebook is driving me crazy. It literally tagged a page for whatever reason that it shouldn't have tagged in my description. Technology usually doesn't get jacked up on a new moon, but you never know. All right. Anyways, I had to fix that because it was like the frustrated Indian in my description, but that's funny. So what happens is the work that you first and foremost need to do is redefine what your truth is for you. Hi, Morgan. Hi, Anne. What is your truth? Is it, do you have a day job? Do you have a business? Are you also taking care of the children and doing your best to be there for other people? Do you have so many more things on your plate than maybe there was back in the day, or they're just different things now that you need to redefine what is new, like what is real for you now? And so with that being said, it comes with that definition of what your truth is. And I talk about this all the time. So many times we live from a place of what other people say our truth is, what other people tell us on how we feel, how we should operate, how we should show up. And so when you start making these decisions on your own that actually go against that and against the belief system that you've adopted or allowed to be your truth, it creates this whole shitstorm inside of you that you don't know how to, I don't know, overcome or to deal with, work with, feel through, right? And so that's what we're talking about today. So that's why you struggle putting yourself first. Maybe you have a partner who thinks that their job is to make the money and that your job is to take care of the household, even though that you have a job and you make money as well. If you have a disconnect in that, then you're going to struggle to put yourself first. If you have the, buying into the belief system that everything is your job from that old 1950s mentality, then you're going to struggle to put yourself first. If you put unfair expectations on yourself and you have to do all of this and run yourself into ground because you saw your mom do that or whoever raised you do that, you're going to struggle to put yourself first, right? And so the baseline of what I teach when putting yourself first without feeling guilty, and now it's like infiltrated through everywhere. When I first started teaching this in 2012, nobody was talking about it the way that I talk about it. The whole put your mask on yourself before you put it on someone else, like in the airplane sort of thing, that was being infiltrated. But the way that I verbalized it was so much stronger and so much more in your face. And now that's how people are verbalizing it, right? And the way I say it is if you don't put yourself first, if you don't take care of yourself first, you're going to be dead. So you're not going to be able to take care of them anyways. And that is living dead, right? Like stuck in bed, you have no energy, you're not really present in your life, you're not active, you're not paying attention, you're not showing up, you're going through the motions, you're a fucking zombie, you're a robot, right? It can be living dead or it could be literally dead, right? When you continue to take action that runs you into the ground, into your soul into the ground, your mind into the ground, your body into the ground, you will usually end up with some life-threatening illness as well. And I talk about this all the time. And you would be surprised to see how many people still cannot and will not step into the energy of this, right? So I wanted to put a one in the comments if you feel like you struggle to put yourself first, right? If you feel guilty or worthless or frustrated when you do take that action for yourself, feeling like you should be doing something else. So first and foremost, let's do that. Throw a one in the comments if you struggle with that or you feel that way. So I want to acknowledge one that, again, I created right at the beginning when I was teaching and developing this whole put yourself first without feeling guilty. And it's the analogy of a battery. And I want you to think of a battery that has fluid in it, like you could actually see that battery level, right? And this is a rechargeable battery. You know that if you have a rechargeable battery, when you pull it out of the package, the very first thing you need to do with that battery is put it on the charger. You also know that that battery must remain on the charger for whatever 8 or 9 hours that it needs to be put on that charger, all the way to full charge before you can take it off and use it. If, for whatever reason, you are taking that battery off the charger to use the batteries for something else before it is fully charged, the batteries will still work for the remote or whatever it is. But when you continue that process of putting on the charger just to get enough, then to use the batteries for whatever they are, put it back on the charger just to get enough, then put it back into whatever you need it to use it for, and so on and so forth, back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. What actually ends up happening is you will drain that rechargeable battery so much that it will never recharge again. And that's how you operate day in and day out in your life. You operate on battery saving mode. And you put yourself on the charger for your night sleeps that you get, and then back off the charger for life, and back on the charger for night sleeps, and back off the charger for life, and you're doing that back and forth. So there is a mandatory charge that's happening, right, which is the sleeping. but the battery is never getting full because you're not doing the work and making the effort that you need in order to be a full battery. And when you are operating on power saving mode, you are the worst version of yourself for every single person in your life. So maybe you're the type of person that when you do this whole sleep recharge, awake utilizing the juices, sleep recharge, awake utilizing the juices, maybe you feel fully charged and when the day starts, right? I apologize for all of my stuttering. My throat hurts. I have this like spot on my head that itches and I don't know why I can't get it to go away. I'm in the wrong Facebook account in this group. Facebook like shut down the video. I have a crazy day today, so just bear with me, okay? Um, so you're operating this and so like this, and maybe you're the type of person that when you wake up in the morning, you feel fully powered. And then by the afternoon, you're running on power saving mode, but you also stay up pretty late because you have a lot of stuff that you need to do and you have a life that you're doing your best to, run everything in. So you're up until, let's say, midnight. So from noon to midnight for 12 straight hours, you're running on power saving mode. Then you go to bed, you charge up just enough to do that over and over and over again. And that's why one day you wake up and you look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself anymore. You're wondering what happened to you. You're wondering where she went. You're wondering where the light in your eyes went and all of those different things. And it's because you did this whole process of a little charge, utilize, a little charge, utilize, a little charge, utilize, and you never fully charged yourself. So how you charge yourself starts with, hi, Crystal. How you charge yourself starts with the way you treat yourself. So instead of treating yourself like a battery that's going to last forever, which none do, as you know, and you do the on the charge, off the charge, on the charge, off the charge, the very first thing you want to do is start a new habit that changes how you treat yourself, charges your battery at the same time. Because if you change how you treat yourself, you're going to be able to charge your internal battery. So what's one thing? What's one habit that you can change in how you treat yourself? Well, one could be when you hit power saving mode, you stop, you say no. Maybe that's a new habit that you create. Now, if you have a day job and you've got to work 8 hours, you obviously can't walk the fuck out when you hit power saving mode, right? But you can stop at that point. Maybe another habit is instead of treating yourself like you are superwoman, right? And you can do all the things. Maybe a different habit that you're going to form is asking for help. Because you might be thinking, oh, when I get off work, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this, I have to push myself in power saving mode. And I would look at you and say, no, you don't. Because if you were to die today, who would do it? Someone. You don't think that there's anyone else, but there's so habit that you could start, taking. So one is when you're in power saving mode, you say no to everyone and for the things that you need help with that you put on your plate and that you believe is yours to do all the time for everyone else. And you say, hey, I need help with this. Either you get help with it from the people in your household or you hire that help out, but you are not the one that actually does it. Another way that you treat yourself is headspace, right? So meditating to clear your mind and to give yourself the headspace that you need so that you don't have that heaviness inside while running on power saving mode, while giving of yourself, while keeping yourself at these crazy, unfair, unrealistic expectations, right? If you can clear your head, you're going to better decisions. You're going to be able to step into your power a little bit better. And that's going to help things shift down a different path instead of that path to that mind, body, and soul destruction, right? So I want you to think of how you treat yourself now and what is one change you could make today. And I want you to shout out one thing, right? Even if you are good at putting yourself first, what is a change that you can make? So for me, I tend to lay in bed for probably 2 hours in the morning and I relax and I'm on my phone and I'm just checking in and I just take that time every single morning. Now, that's not a bad way to treat myself, but I do have a chunk of work to do. I have a kind of a different work schedule that I'm running. I have new things that a new habit that I could make for myself so that I'm more productive is I could say, okay, when you wake up, you get 1 hour. You wake up, you get 40 minutes. And then from there, you're going to start your daily actions. Because for me, I go from there to working out, to meditation, to work. But before I get to work, I set up my diffuser with, what I need for me. I get my waters out. I usually do my fiber. You guys usually see me drinking this drink with for energy. I will put some like ointment on my hands. I will sometimes I use different chakra oils for what I need. Like today, I did the solar plexus, sacral. I don't know which one it is. I always forget these two. One of those two, I did that oil, and then I did the throat chakra oil, right? So I have all of these things that I do for myself so I can set myself up for a success, so I can treat myself in a way of what I need. Some days I journal, some days I don't, but I do listen to personal development while I'm getting ready for the day, right? So by time I actually start work, I've done enough for myself to where I'm 3/4 of the way charged. If I start work and I'm only 50% battery level, when I hit power saving mode, I quit. I stop working for the rest of the day. As long as I don't have like a call that is planned, right? I will make it through that. I won't be at the highest level. Now I can tell that I'm probably operating at about 50% mode. I've been extra tired this week. I don't know if it's the weather or the transition of the seasons. I don't know what it is. So I'm being very mindful of that, but I also have a very heavy workload that I've got to tap into. So I'm going to treat myself the best way possible, making sure I get all the things, which I don't see it sitting here, so I need to go grab it after this. But I do my B12 in the morning. So that doesn't make me sick. That's going to give me an increase and a boost in energy. So this is something else that I know, in a way that I treat myself, is part of. I knew one of my strings was gone, and it's weird. How come nobody told me that one of my strings is gone? Haha. All right, I'm back. This is going to be a long day. I do these pellets that I get from my OBGYN. And well, I don't get them, but they insert them every 90 days. It is not cheap. It costs me $600 when I have $85, 420-ish if I don't have to do blood work. Well, this last time I did blood work and it came back that in an entire year, my vitamin D is still low. So I went through the summer, I just got back from Florida, like all of this stuff. My vitamin D is still low. It happened before I went to Florida, but still, I went through an entire year. Vitamin D level is at a 31 and it should be at an 80. So I also know that that's why I'm making sure that I take vitamin D pills almost every day. And so I think I've only forgot once in 10 days. So I'm very proud of that, like that I've done that. I'm treating myself with something that I need, right? And that's going to help me feel better. And that is what's most important. I think I just froze. I did. Oh, I don't think I can redo this again if it doesn't want to work. It looks like I'm still going, but I cannot tell what is going on with technology today. Okay, I guess I'm still here. I don't know if I'm still here. Okay, I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I could do a whole start over. If this fucking thing goes out again, I'm done. I'm not starting over. So I got to do the vitamin D, and then they're making me do another blood draw because they got to see if it goes up. Well, I'm being religious about my vitamin D, and I might make it 5 days out of the week, but for the last whole year, I probably took the pills 5 times. I don't know, 10 times, 15 times. I don't know. The bottle was 3/4 of the way gone, and I don't know how many pills are in it. So 90. Oh, so in a whole year, I think I took 60, 65. Like that's not going to get me to where I need to be, right? So win yourself first. you can start with small ways, small habits of ways that you treat yourself to give yourself what you need for that battery level to be higher, right? So if we're it to be at a higher level, for you to perform at a higher level in your life and for yourself. But just know when you get to power saving mode what it is that you need to do for you. Yesterday, I hit power saving mode at 350. I had plenty more work to do, a fuck ton, if you will. I haven't gotten to any of my apps this week. I'm very behind schedule. 50, I hit power saving mode. So I ended my day. It was just what it was. I had no more calls. I had nothing else to do. It's like, whatever. I'll come back tomorrow and I'll do my best. Except for now, I'm at 50%. So I don't know how this day is going to go, but I do know that I work until 5 because I have calls till 5. So I have to do whatever I need to do to continue getting that battery level up so I don't hit power saving mode. So I'm not pushing myself. So that's the other thing. They're mandatory for you to do, like make it through your work day. So you can't just walk away and, be off work. What can you do to increase that power level? What's an action you can take? Maybe you're going to take a 5-minute nap at your lunch. They have them in the Calm app that will rejuvenate you. So then in the 5 minutes when you wake back up, you feel so full of energy and you were only napping for 5 minutes. So you could do that, right? A lot of people will choose to go to coffee or an energy drink or something that's not, coffee is pretty good for you, but something or a soda or something like that that is not actually the best for you to give yourself that kick. But what if you took different action that gave you a kick that was not like all natural, but all natural, right? Like a quick meditation, or maybe you actually need to get up and go for a little bit of a walk and get your blood flowing, or maybe you're like me and you need to take your B12 and your vitamin D pills, or what is it, right? Or maybe you're also like me and you need to get the music on and get that going. I've noticed since I've been back from my vacation, I haven't been listening to music while music gives me energy, it charges my battery, and it helps me get through the day. I don't know why I haven't been listening to it in the last week, but I can tell it's harder for me to get through my days because I'm missing something. And now just talking to you, I realize that's what it is. So what you want to do instead and start doing right now today is, instead of focusing on all these unfair expectations and pushing and pushing and pushing yourself, is figure out what your one habit is going to be, that one thing that it is that you're going to change. But also the other bonus thing is, what is it like when you hit power saving mode? It's going to look different for everyone. When I hit power saving mode, I look the same, I act the same, I have the same pretty much energy as I did leading up to that moment. So you wouldn't really notice, because I have a personality that is like an Energizer bunny, where I just go and go and go. I do. I push. It doesn't matter. I got shit to do. You know what I mean? And so I always have that energy. So you're probably not going to notice when I hit power saving mode. You will only notice when I am all the way tapped out. So that means my battery has next to no juice. Use different verbiage. Like one verbiage that I'll use when I get off work and I'm at power saving mode is that what do I actually say? It's like a pressure in my head. So I think I'm like, oh, I just feel a whole bunch of pressure in my head, so I need to decompress. So decompress means I'm in a power saving mode, but once I decompress, I'll kick back up if I'm given the chance to decompress. What does that mean? That means husband and kids cannot come and ask me 1,000 questions. What for dinner? What are you doing? Oh, here's about my day. Blah, 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 blah. No, I need a fucking second, usually an hour, to decompress. I'm on my phone and scrolling or whatever, responding to text messages, mindlessly on TikTok. I'm doing whatever I want to do in that moment, but I'm not working and I'm not doing anything that requires much of a thought process, right? So decompress. If I get off work and I say I'm completely tapped out and exhausted, I'm way past power saving mode for me. So from there, I still do the same thing to decompress, but I usually don't leave bed. When I'm decompressing, I'll still get up. I'll, bebop around the house. I might still make dinner. I might still go somewhere, right? I still will be active. If I'm tapped out, I'm not. I'll get off work at 6. I'll get in my pajamas. I'll climb into bed. If I do anything on a tapped out day, it's to get in the bath. And if I get in the bath, it'll kick me up to power saving mode, but power saving mode you still don't operate in, right? Power saving mode is still a mode where you need to reset. So that's what I'll do. So I want you to take this and I want everybody to shout out in the comments, you're here right now. What is one new habit that you're going to do besides recognizing when you hit power saving mode? Yeah, good. I'm glad that connected, Morgan. Yeah, so generally I need to decompress. Like yesterday, I was between decompressing and tapped out. And because I was like that because I didn't eat enough during the day and I worked very hard. I was on, back-to-back calls and all of this shit, right? And so that is a negative on how I treated myself. That's why I was between those two. Also, know you can get to tapped out really fucking fast if you are hungry. So you're not necessarily tapped out, but you feel tapped out because you don't have enough nutrition. I did good. Like I had eaten a yogurt, so I was proud of myself because it was more healthy, right? Took my vitamin D pill, but the yogurt I guess wasn't enough, and it made me fucking sick. And then I was proud of myself for the day I had yesterday, so I ate pizza and a lot of it, right? But now I have leftover pizza today, so in between I can grab a couple pieces of pizza. I absolutely love Mountain Dew Sparks. I'm not a big soda drinker, but I love Mountain Dew Sparks. So I'll drink one of those Sparks, I'll eat my pizza, and I'll be charged, right? So understanding being hungry will make you feel tapped out. So be very, very, very mindful of that. And sometimes I have to decompress in the middle of the day. When the weather changes, a way that I'll decompress is I will go eat my lunch outside. I would say 50% of the time, I don't take my phone. Just go out there, I'll eat my lunch, I'll listen to the cars drive by, I'll listen to the birds chirp if I can hear them. I just feel the energy of the sun and the warmth and the energy of the season, that we're in. And I am. Another way that I'll decompress is, again, when the summer gets here and the sprinklers are on, I will go out and I will just watch my sprinklers, usually for an hour. So instead of going and laying in my bed and scrolling my phone and decompressing, I'll go outside into the warm area and just get that. Another way that I will charge myself, it's in the middle of the day and I still have calls and things to do. I'll go work on my back porch. We live on the 15th hole of the golf course. It's a beautiful view. There's birds everywhere. So I'll go work out there. I'll do my, all my calls out there. Sometimes you'll see me do these morning trainings out there. Sometimes I will do trainings for my clients out there. It depends on how my soul feels. And so sometimes it's about heating me up physically to feel like for that battery to recharge. So I do all of these different things. Well, when it's fucking cold outside, it makes it a lot harder. And so I have to really work. And that's where I use music. I'll use sage, Palo Santo, candles, oils that I have that we've talked about. I'll use all of these other tools in the winter because it's like I have to pull out all the stops because I love sunshine. I love sunshine. It's so good for my soul. I'm an earth sign, so I do like to be outside in the summer. So here's another thing. And there's one more thing, and then we'll wrap this up is in a couple of months, we always go camping for Memorial Day weekend. We always go set up the tent on Tuesday to hold our spot. And then we go back Wednesday and start camping. So Tuesday morning, I'll get up, I go set up the spot, and then I come back and I do my Tuesday business session in my business coaching group. And every fucking time we set up on Tuesday, I never want to leave. Because it's the first time my soul really gets to connect with the energy of the earth, with the sunshine, with the warmth, and I never want to leave. And so we used to start camping on Thursday. We'd set up on Tuesday and we'd start camping on Thursday. But because my soul always is like, I don't want to leave, now we set up on Tuesday And then I do my work day. We get everything ready and we go right back on Wednesday, right around noon, 1 o'clock. And we start our camping because I'm being called to that. Right. And I know I'm only, at mid-March. I've got 2 months from today before that moment happens. But, it'll warm up outside and I'll go work outside. I bought new patio furniture a couple of years ago, and I thought it was going to be awesome to have that patio furniture up top and our table and chairs down below. But what I found is for the last 2 years, I hardly spend any time outside because it's too hard to hold the laptop and work and whatever. I'll go lay out there, get my fill of the sun, and I come back in, but I'm hardly ever out there. So for 2 years, I haven't really worked outside. So the thing is we need to rearrange it again, and the patio furniture needs to go down below. The table needs to come back up because when the table's up top, I can set up a little, nice spread with my crystals and my water and everything. Like, it's just so much easier. I can work out there. So it's really about knowing too what you need to recharge your battery and how you operate and what's best for you. So I hope that has helped you and given you some insight. And the, there's so much more where this comes from. I have this is a deeper step-by-step process on putting yourself first without feeling guilty and organizing the way in which you run your life so that you have space in your life for yourself and for other people to rise up and help you, getting your family on board and your partner on board and creating that harmony in your home so that you have that entire support system that aids you and stops you from feeling like you're doing it all alone. So if you would like some more information on that, you'd like some deeper help and support on that, I'd be happy to chat with you for a few minutes, see how I can help you. Just type #shift in the comments and I'll shoot you a message. So we talked about why you're struggling to put yourself first, the way that you treat yourself, and what changes you can make, start treating yourself differently so that you can start charging your battery and keeping it charged, right? Remember the analogy of the battery, the rechargeable battery. We talked about what power saving mode looks like, and we talked about decompressing versus the tapped out feelings, right? And what you can do, or what I do when I'm feeling that way, and helping myself get back to that above power saving mode energy. If you'd like to get a reminder of when I go live here, when we go live here, our trainings, what we have going on, all you need to do is text the word soul to the number 41372. And if you want to learn when you can say yes to yourself and when you have to say no, and to be able to do that without feeling guilty or without sabotaging yourself so that you can avoid depleting that energy and getting to that tapped out point, again, just type #shift in the comments. So because March is a 5-week month, we do not have session next week. And then we will be back here on the first Monday of, or what day of the week we're at? First Wednesday of April to kick off our theme for April, which off the top of my head, I don't know what it is, but it's going to be a very, very, very awesome. It's going to be great. As I always say, remember to say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. It's always about progress, not perfection. And give yourself some grace, because in the grace is where you grow. We'll see you next time. Bye.